And the rest of the day to you too. And you can say lad, or, you know, I'm a young guy here, so maybe you can do that if you want. So top of the morning to you, gentlemen. That's pretty good. Okay. Now last year, a couple of years before, I'd be wearing the green today, but I have a little wearing of the green story. And but because of our topic and because of certain occurrences going on today, which I'm going back to in a minute, I sort of changed this around this morning. And it's not my usual. It's a little bit serious, and it's also addressing some things that we'll read together a little bit later on. So, Ford Whipple, thank you for joining us today, and going to be presenting a little information to us about the Manhattan Project. The last 60 years in the history of the world has unleashed tremendous force. The nuclear age, the atomic age, and the computer age. Incredible changes in our world, in your life and in my life. And it's unleashed the power and potential for good and the unlimited energy and the hell and the fury of mass annihilation and environmental toxicity. From defense of our country and the protection of all that we love, through nuclear proliferation and bomb shelters, to nuclear disarmament and the Iran question, from sources of fuel and atomic submarines and medical breakthroughs to 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl and Fukushima. Incredible power in our hands, in the hands of each man in this world, to serve mankind and this earth, or to destroy mankind and this earth. That incredible power to create or tear down is our power too, the power in each one of our lives, the power and the story of each one of our lives, of our potential. And this morning, I want to bring to mind 3 men who have recently finished their life, finished their journey, and the power for good that their lives brought to us. Our own Jean Perigo, who is a SIRS member who passed away in the last month, Henry Trioni, of course, whom you all know, and Joe Martin, whose funeral I'm attending and ducked out of a few minutes ago over here at Star of the Valley. And maybe a reason why a few bodies are missing here today. The place is packed, and it's a good tribute to Joe, who was, of course, the founder of St. Francis Winery. It is stated that our life and this world and atomic energy and all the things that we see around us are all gifts to us. Gifts from God, if you will, gifts of life. What we do with our life, its power and energy, is our gift back to the world, back to God. What we do with our life is our gift back. From all accounts, these 3 men had powerful, life-giving lives, each in their own ways. Jean Perigo I knew on a number of occasions, and when I would meet him at Star of the Valley, he had engaging words, the great big faces, you know, and a big smile on Jean, and lots of stories of his life, and he shared those pretty willingly. Henry Trioni, of course, in 1,001 ways, from Annandale Park to sponsoring Donut Sunday every month over at Star of the Valley, would be a tremendous contributor to all of our society. And Joe Martin, in so many charitable ways, he gave of himself. You may remember the Festival of Lights that was out here for a good number of years. That was his little baby. And this morning I had the privilege of delivering sandwiches to Kid Street Lunch Program, which Joe Martin and Frank Manzel started for underprivileged and at-risk kids, bringing lunches to them because they wouldn't have it otherwise. And it's something that they've been doing for many years. And the Manzels and Joe started that. So these 3 men knew of the great power in their life and their great potential for good, and they lived it. And that same power, that same potential exists in each one of our lives. So instead of top of the morning to you, it's the top of your life to you, if you will, today. And so as a memorial to these 3 men, and for our little chaplaincy today, I'd like you to pick up the paper that's before you, each of you, if you will. Yeah, passed out. And we'll read this. You can read it out loud, or you can just let me read it and do it silently. This is an essay by Marianne Williamson called Our Greatest Fear. It's also attributed to Nelson Mandela in one of his speeches. You often hear it as Out of Africa in Nelson Mandela's speech, but it really is Mary Williamson's. And today I'd like to retitle it because it's had a number of different titles. Our Greatest Fear, Out of Africa, and today, The Unleashing of the Atomic Power for Good in Myself. the unleashing of the atomic power for good in myself. And here it goes. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Liberate us from our own fear. So, what I'd like you to do with these is not throw them away. I'm going to put a little challenge to you. I'd like to see every one of these go home. And whether you keep it for yourself as an inspiration, or give it to a child or a grandchild or somebody that's going to college, take it and pass it along, because it is an inspiring word about the power and strength of each one of us. Our lives are meant to be powerful, like Jean and like Henry and like Joe, and they are a gift from God. And what we do with them, how we live it, the power that we spend, like atomic energy, as a great source of love and power for others, or a great source of destruction, and it's our choices. Have a powerful day, folks. Take care.
Amen.
Thank you, Mike.